Hello, my dear students. Welcome to my class. I, Dr. Swati Pandya, welcomes you. Today we will discuss about immunity. But before going to detail, I will introduce I will introduce certain points. You all know that every day we are exposed to large number of infectious agents. Still, our body remains perfectly okay. Why? Because this is due to the fact that body has ability to defend itself from many of the foreign particles or foreign agents or pathogens. So overall, we can say that the ability of the host to fight the disease causing organisms conferred by the immune system is known as immunity. Here host is our body. Disease causing organisms, they may be bacteria, viruses, or any other organisms. So, the response which is given just to fight against them, that is known as immune response, and it develops immunity. Mainly, immunity is of two types: innate and acquired. Innate and acquired. Let us see the detail. First, we will talk about innate immunity. Innate immunity is non-specific type of defense which is present right from the birth. So this type of immunity we get from our parents. So it is already present with the birth of an organism. This is accomplished by providing different type of barriers to entry the foreign agents into our body. What are they? Let us see. These barriers are of four types. First is known as physical barrier. Physical barrier includes skin of our body, which is the main one. Our whole body is covered by skin, and if any pathogen wants to enter, it has to pass skin, which is very protective and preventive. So actually it prevents the entry of microorganism. Another is mucus coating of epithelium lining in respiratory tract, in gastrointestinal tract, or in urinogenital tract, which also help in trapping microbes entering our body. This mucus layer, it is covering the lining of the internal body parts regarding respiratory system, digestive system, then this urinogenital tract, because these are directly opened to the atmosphere, so microorganism can easily enter the body. So here this mucus lining, it traps the microorganism and stop the entry of them into the body. Another is physical barrier, sorry, physiological barrier, like acid in stomach, saliva in mouth, tears from the eyes. They all prevent microbial growth because it creates a comparatively acidic environment so that they can be killed. Third barrier is cellular barrier. Certain types of leukocytes, which are known as WBCs, another name for WBCs, uh, like polymorphonuclear leukocytes. This term is also important. Shortly, it is known as PMNL neutrophil. So, this PMNL neutrophil, the full form is polymorphonuclear leukocytes. They are having different variations in nucleus structure. So, polymorphonuclear leukocytes, as well as monocytes and natural killer type of lymphocytes are available as cellular barrier in the blood, as well as some of the tissues, they have macrophages, and they have ability to phagocyte and destroy microbes, just as the amoeba, it eats the food particles. The procurement of nutrition by amoeba is known as phagocytosis. So this term is used. Similar type of function, it is performed by macrophages. They also engulf and destroy the microbes by eating, similar to the amoeba. Last barrier is cytokine barriers. The virus infected cells secrete proteins which are known as interferons. So, this interferon word is also important here. This interferon, you have to remember, which protect non infected cells from further viral infections. Even interferons nowadays, they are used in research work, and we are trying to cure certain dreadful disease like AIDS, cancer, etc. We'll talk about them later on in this chapter only. Next type of immunity is acquired immunity. What is acquired immunity? Acquired immunity is very much pathogen specific. That means it identify the pathogen. That's why it is known as pathogen specific. It is characterized by memory. Once the pathogen it enters the body, this type of immunity, it remembers it. So it has memory. So our body encounters a pathogen for the first time and then it produces a response called primary response. So this type of response which is given whenever um, uh, I want to explain this thing. Whenever we meet one of the person first time, what is our response? That type of response is given by our antibodies. That type of response is known as primary response. Then again, when such person it comes to our house, then we are normal. We give secondary response. So another type of response we are giving. Similarly, subsequent encounter with the same pathogen again, it elicits a highly intensified secondary response. So strongly the response is given second time. When the same pathogen enters the body, then secondary response will be given. When it enters the body for the first time, it is known as primary response. The primary and secondary response, immune responses are carried out with the help of two specific type of lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are actually one of the kind of WBC. But lymphocytes again are subdivided into two subtypes. They are B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. This B word we get from bone marrow, and T stands for thymus. So this B lymphocytes, as I have told you, B lymphocytes produce an army of proteins in response to pathogens into our blood to fight against pathogens. So against them. These proteins are called antibodies. So mainly the antibodies, they are produced by B lymphocytes. What is the function of T lymphocytes? Another type of lymphocytes, T cells. Shortly, we are naming them T cells. Actually, they are T lymphocytes. They themselves do not secrete any antibody, but only they help the B cells to produce antibodies. So, helping hand. We can remember the T lymphocyte work as helping hand. Main function carried out by B lymphocyte, and T lymphocyte, it helps them for the production of antibodies. That we will understand with the help of structure of an antibody. Each antibody molecule has 4 peptide chains. What are peptide chains? Peptide chains are those chains in which more than one amino acid, they are linked together by a peptide bond and they form a long chain. So this type of long chains of peptide chains are of 4 in number. So 4 peptide chains are present. 2 are small, which are known as light chains, and 2 are long, which are known as heavy chains. So one type of formula we have developed just to remember them. So antibody is represented by H2L2. This formula is not applicable in chemistry, but only for the remembrance in our biological term, we have denoted like this. So H here not standing for hydrogen or helium like that. Generally, H is for hydrogen. So here we are using the H word for heavy chains. So two heavy chains H2 and two light chains L2. Okay. Um, Today we will end here only. In next session we will be continuing with the detailed structure of antibody. So till then, repeat all the topics and study them, learn them, do write in the classwork. The same thing I tell you again and again, but still it is very important thing. Revise it properly. We will continue with the same topic next. Till then, goodbye, students.